And don't keep singing or we're going to get copyright strike.
You know what we need? Are we already live?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, we didn't take a screenshot?
Oh, we didn't.
I had a really cute idea. We're going to be like us doing the fusion from Dragon Ball Z.
That's a bit too much.
Oh, man.
Let me do the big announce.
The big announce. Oh, man.
How you been?
I've been. I should have brought my laptop. Why did I not bring my laptop? I forget that we don't have a way to see people talking to us.
No.
Oh, I guess we are live. I just got pinged. Or maybe that was your Discord.
Could be both.
You know, you really should, tell me before you just go live. I could have been saying something very naughty.
With your luck, I'm surprised you weren't.
Well, we're going to give it a beat.
A bot. I mean, we are on at 8, and it's been 8. So
I suppose you are technically correct.
Yep.
We still have pink eyes on the table here.
Yeah.
Face down in the mud.
Oh,
Seems rather fitting. But we're not covering pink eyes. So, I mean, pink eyes needs to move over to this part of the table that's probably not even in the shot.
Pinky eyes. Well, I guess we're just going to go with it.
You got to go?
And on that bombshell. Welcome again, everyone, to the next episode of the Foally Man.
Louder. From the diaphragm, Chris. From the diaphragm.
Welcome, everyone, to the next episode of the Foally Man.
Once more with feeling, and I hesitate to criticize what you did without, insulting someone. Particular demo.
Well, everyone, welcome to the next...
Stop. You've already gotten into the gin tonight, haven't you?
I went into the moonshine.
Oh, no. Listen, people know we're from North Carolina, but they don't need to know that we're actively moonshiners, all right?
Well, that would require us to actually be active moonshiners.
Yeah. I mean, you can only get in trouble for transporting it.
Hey, what's that?
They got to catch. What's that? Yeah.
Welcome to the next episode of the Foally Man. My name is Chrisco. With me here today.
Slow down there, easy breezy. Robert. For those of you who might be joining us for the first time, The Foally Man is a show where we review My Little Pony fan fiction that involves the universe of Fallout.
Yes.
It is a blending of the MLP and the FOE. And FOE is Fallout Equestria. So the FO, and then you put them together, and they have little pony raider babies. Mm-hmm. And then they sharpen their teeth into fangs, and then they eat the flesh of each other because they're cannibals.
Yes. And the shtick of the show really is the fact that I'm a degenerate and he is, well,
a filthy casual.
A fucking normie.
A fandom is so fucking degenerate if I'm considered a normie.
Yeah.
That's really saying something.
Yeah.
Because I am not normal.
You don't speak in horse words.
That is true. I don't want to judge as equinity here, but you're just one step below furries, really.
Oh, I would go one farther than that. I think you're being far too generous. Let's be honest here. It's the same thing.
See y'all at BronyCon.
Oh, too soon.
Oh, that's right. It's not BronyCon. What's the freaking thing that's happening next summer?
TrotCon.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it was going to be BronyCon, but that was the last BronyCon, so thanks.
I went to Ohio and got the trots.
Ooh, that should be a shirt there. Let's be honest.
Watch out for the Skyline chili.
Oh.
In the turlet. Actually, so where is TrotCon?
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, not Columbus, South Carolina. Columbus, Ohio.
No.
The state's so great, 2/3 of all astronauts are from it.
Yes.
It's so great that you want to leave the motherfucking planet.
You just can't stay. You just don't want to. All right, so moving on. Let's actually get into it.
So this is season, 3 or 5.
3.
3. Yes, season 3. And we are covering
Project Horizons.
Yes, You want to complete all my sentences? All of them?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's going to be one of those episodes. I know that it's tough for y'all at home because you're like, oh, I don't know whenever the show's going to be on. Listen, we are based on a lunar calendar, but hold on. A Korean lunar calendar. Hold on. Korean lunar calendar that also observes daylight savings time.
Doesn't it have to be in phase with the Chinese calendar that's only based on Mars?
Hold on, only on even numbered years. Well, actually, the prime years. And for those of you who don't know prime numbers are, the years that are divisible by themselves in 1, and that's it. You got anything to say?
Well, I was going to say that Moonblaze said that we started the exact same time as his Overwatch scrim, and I was going to say I told you 3 hours ago when we were starting.
You know what? If you've got better things, go do them. You are not beholden to, we've really got to get into this, but it has been a while. There's a lot of pent up sexual frustration with this episode. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it?
No.
Coursing through your veins.
Those are my veins.
That is true. We have had quite a bit of pony tints in the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
Not a single episode. I think I almost promised we were going to have another episode
funny
for
because
Christmas.
guess who's here but Nawat, who was the one who joked about us throwing darts at calendars to find out when we're going to be on next.
That is true.
I hope you're the lucky winner.
So what chapter 4 in Project Horizons? And Project Horizons was written by
Somber.
Yes, who has so graciously joined us on the Discord, which, by the way, if you are a filthy degenerate like us, join the Discord. The link is below.
Us?
Stay
in your lane.
Okay. Join the other. I'm on the Discord. I'm not on it every day. You know what it is? I still get pinged by it, and I'm like, I don't have anything to add to this conversation. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, let's see if we can move into this chapter rather than just dancing around like a bunch of
So we follow our protagonist, Blackjack, and she is a security pony.
Yep.
From a stable. And they were under hot pursuit by this big, mean badass named,
Deus.
Oh, no. Thank you, Deus.
Okay.
See, the problem with starting these episodes and already being one beer into the evening is that beer between your conscious self and your memory data bank, it's like you just take the keyboard and you just like pour it all over it. Anyway, so Deus. And in the last couple chapters, we've just kind of like fucking phase, except for we get into the audio logs. I'm just going to pretend if everybody else has read the book up to this point.
Yeah.
We should probably do that. Yeah. Have gotten into the audio logs of the Overmare. The psychopath that was in charge of the stable that Blackjack was in. Mm-hmm. And if I say Applejack instead of Blackjack, work with it. All right, I'm trying to make sure that I stay on.
He really wants to be as close to the alcohol as possible, and they don't make something called Blackjack whiskey.
That's true. That's true. They do make Wild Pegasus.
Yeah, apparently.
Delicious. I mean, you can see it's empty. What would horse-themed alcohol taste like?
Applejack.
I suppose it would.
Yeah.
It would have to be apple-y flavored. It's so interesting, on another note, to watch the stable dwellers finally taste like real food, even though it's like ancient and processed.
Yeah.
Like drinking a sparkle cola, and it's like, ooh, it tastes like warm carrots.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound super appealing to me, but if you were a horse, you'd be like, oh, hell yeah. So the Overmare's logs are just as insane as you would expect them to be. Somebody who is so paranoid about losing their power. Being a child of privilege. She really comes across as the bad seed. Does anyone remember the movie The Bad Seed? You probably don't. It's like 70 years old. 70 years old at this point.
It's based on a Broadway play. Actually, if I'm not.
Cats.
The Bad Seed in Cats. No. Oh.
Because Taylor Swift decided it's time for a film career. And you know what? The first thing I'm going to do is pretend to be a CGI cat because that screams success.
Yeah, she thought she would capture the furry crowd. She probably did.
No, I've heard the impressions of the furry crowd, and they are not fans.
Uh-huh.
They are not fans.
I haven't been
because the faces are too human. They don't want
creepy.
things that look like humans.
The 80s furries.
I mean, I hate to speak for their community, but you know.
No, was it Jose Vallejo? Yeah, those. Is it Jose Vallejo or Pedro Vallejo?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
1980s artist who did a lot of like He-Man style paintings.
I don't know.
Women in like the thinnest bikinis.
See, you got to remember, I'm just a filthy casual.
You are a filthy
I am
casual.
a filthy casual. Moving on. So the logs are messed up, and we're moving on, and you know we're trudging along, and we've got P21 and Blackjack, and you know they're just murdering raiders across happens in this chapter, and Blackjack's starting to ask herself, you know, I'm getting real comfortable with murder, but you know, it's bad ponies.
Yeah.
They're real bad. And we finally get introduced to a new character.
Yep.
An interesting character. A Pegasi.
A Pegasus.
A Pegasus. But
A Pegasus.
the Pegasi. It's not a uteri, it's a uterus, Chris. Okay. So this Pegasus pony, first of all, tries to kill Blackjack, but out of fear, right? And her name is Morning Glory. And she leaves a nice big old, so she's Enclave.
Yep.
But we find out that she is the volunteer section of the Enclave army. Volunteer and voluntold. And we also find out further along with Morning Glory that she was actually a student at university. And they were protesting the fact that the Pegasi were up in the clouds and not helping any of the ponies down on the surface. Nope. It's always the students. And the students were like, well, you know, we should go down there. We need to help people. They just need help. If we just gave them help, then they wouldn't be so poor and homeless anymore.
Maybe if we, you know, let them have a little bit of sun, just a small amount of sun.
Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. But anyways,
No,
so what happens is, as we find out, they send a group of them, and they call them. Well, you're the volunteer faction of the Enclave. You're the volunteer army, and she even has like a title and a number, a serial number.
You know, if I were a little more conspiratorial, let's just get a little bit here.
Yeah. Fucker Pegasi coming down from the clouds.
I'm going to tell you I'm a little bit retarded.
They're turning the frickin' bloat flies gay.
I would say that what the Enclave did was took the loudest antagonistic voices of their totalitarian regime and sent them to die.
I'm sorry, what about the Vietnam War?
Oh yeah.
Too
soon.
Ooh, I'm sorry. That it's
Ooh.
Wow. Whoa. Starts it. Wow.
And we lost it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this
Jesus Christ,
episode.
man. It's going to be fun. Let's get through this. Come on. All right. So I don't even know. Watching you rub your nipples is just like, it's like what would be a good Pokemon move? Like, I'm confused now, but what would be that caused confusion? Chris used rub nipples. Nipple tweak. It was super effective.
Attraction.
No, that's when the Pokemon makes a kissy face. And if you ever make a kissy face to me, that's okay. Well, you know, now I'm just like blindingly angry with rage. I see nothing but red over my eyes.
So let's move on to what's going on in the story.
I don't even know where we were. What were we talking? All right. So they send this group
jumping
of
around like a jackrabbit on
volunteers.
speed.
They send these volunteers down in armor, and their barding is like a vest. Like it's nothing. It's no armor whatsoever. And apparently the weapons they send them down with, that they're magical energy weapons. So let's do hooves. Magical energy weapons. We look like we're in a Japanese anime music video. That should be the screen cap. But anyways, so they send them with these weapons, but they're like old. They're like decrepit and rusty and like falling apart.
Yeah.
And but anyways, so this little, well, I mean, she's little, but she's full grown, right? She's you know, end of adolescence.
Yeah.
She's got a cutie mark.
She's in adulthood.
In adulthood, she's just small. They keep mentioning how small she is.
Mm-hmm.
And she's scared, fears for her life because she's the last of her, like, not platoon, but whatever. Her group, her volunteer group that was sent down.
Yeah.
Because they were sent down into the heart of raiders. in an area that was supposedly already canvassed by scouts, and the scouts must have been like, yeah, that'll kill those fuckers. Let's send them there.
She's the last of her Bible study group.
Oh, man. She just had to go to the, was it the Samaritan Islands? Or what were the islands where the guy was shot with arrows?
Oh, God, yeah, okay.
But you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
in South Asia, where it's just like fucking wrecked.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? They always shoot people there.
No. Celestia will not protect you. So anyway, Morning Glory is an interesting character. She's literally the first Pegasus pony that P21 or Blackjack have ever seen. I've only read about 5.
Well, that it's living. They saw a couple on the way there, but...
This is true. They don't count. Only the living ones count. Anyways, so...
Reverse that and you got some racism right there.
Moving along. But, she's here. She wants to help. She thinks that what she's doing is good. She still hasn't kind of wrapped her head around the fact that she was sent there to die. It's kind of hard when that's the whole society you've lived in. But she does understand the fact. So Blackjack is kind of like, why is it raining? And she's like, well, Morning Glory says, well, the Pegasi don't control the weather anymore. They're not super helpful, right? I got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And those are just clouds. And Blackjack's like, what? There's something above that? And it's like, yeah, that's not the sky. Those are clouds, and there's sky above that.
Yeah.
Which is, it's good for Somber to kind of reinforce.
Oh,
these are fucking mole people that have lived in the ground for generations.
Well, it's one of those things when it comes to anything that's episodic, and that separates out the books, let's say, is that you do want to reestablish the universe that you are in.
Yep.
You want to establish what the actual world is kind of like. And you don't have to go into the same depth. If you're building upon something else, feel free to go off in your own direction and make assumptions, but you still want to establish that you are within that universe.
We are fucking loaded, by the way.
Yeah, well, in New Vegas, they could buy us
some rounds.
Some 10mm rounds.
Yeah, that's about it.
I still want to know how in the hell you can buy a 5,000 cap gun and what the hell you would look like walking into the place.
5,000 caps. It's ridiculous. All right, so we got to wrap up so that we can start talking about some of the grand themes that are in this chapter. So moving along. All of Morning Glory's friends are dead, and Applejack. Damn it, Blackjack. I almost said Little Pip too. Blackjack. Okay, Blackjack is listening to the audio logs of a Pegasus pony that was stationed at an outpost, and when the world ended.
Yeah.
And all these logs, basically the first log is like, 2 idiots trying to hit on Rainbow Dash, and then realizing, what did they call her? The head of the mare riders?
Oh, Shadow Bolts?
No. Well, they were talking about her basically being a lesbian.
Oh yeah.
I have the hots for Rainbow Dash, and it's like, but isn't she the captain of the Mare Riders?
Yeah.
Which I assume that's what they were referencing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, and then the logs become like, holy shit, Hoof is gone. Like what is now Shattered Hoof. Yeah. But Hoof is gone. It's just replaced by giant green billowing, smoke and silence. Yeah. And essentially this Enclave soldier, well, not Enclave at the time, just a Pegasus soldier, is trying to save all these children at a school nearby. And he has all of them there, and he's
like, come pick me up.
Radio silence, and they are refusing to come get them.
To the point where the administration or those in charge tell him to fuck off, and then change the radio station to something he can't follow.
So anyways, with this character, Blackjack is like, man, it was way easier to just look at a pile of bones than to know their story. Yeah. And it's like, yeah. It really doesn't humanize them, but equinizes them. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. When you actually see the meaning and the purpose behind the various corpses in any of the Fallout games, it starts making it a lot harder.
Sure. I mean, for some people, unless you're a sociopath.
Well, I mean, you look at that, and then you go into Fallout 3 as an example, and you see all of these various ghouls that are in the subways, and you're like, oh yeah, because it's the deep dark and they're hiding out. And then you learn, oh, they were actually just trying to survive and tried to hide underground to save themselves from death. Oh, you're killing them.
Yeah. Well, I see more of it as a mercy, releasing them from this earthly coil.
And when you come across a little birthday scene, it's like, oh,
dark.
oh.
Yeah. We also find out from Blackjack, she steps into what is supposedly pitch black, but it's not. She has predator vision. Everything has a dim red glow. And so essentially all of the radiation she soaked up in the last couple of chapters has caused a mutation. In this case, it actually is beneficial and isn't just cancer. I mean, it may be cancer, but
wouldn't that be great?
Nice if you just soaked up radiation and got benefits, buffs.
We're looking at you, Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, it really encouraged children to go roll around and
I'm going to be the Hulk. No,
you have stage
pancreatic cancer though.
Yeah. Oh my God, that is a death sentence.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Blackjack can kind of see in the dark, which is cool. But it also explains why Morning Glory shot Blackjack. When Blackjack sticks her head around the corner, her eye fucking glowing from radiation.
Yeah. Which is why Morning Glory is like, ah!
But let's skip ahead. So Black killed the motherfuckers who killed all your friends.
Yeah.
And she's like, but that's sad. You make it sound like it's super fun. And then Blackjack is like, well, let me tell you the pragmatic reasons. 1, they have weaponry. 2, they're crazy and like to murder other ponies. 3, they like to eat people. 4, something else super reasonable. And she said, and you know what? 5.
She missed reason number 6. Sweet XP. That delicious, delicious experience points.
Ah, the gamification. So
Yes.
anyways, so they go and they find them. And they find one raider who's shitting by the, down by the creek.
Mm-hmm.
And, shows up as red on the EFS. And Morning Glory's like, well, maybe he's not. Maybe you're wrong. Maybe you're whatever. And Blackjack even for a moment is like, am I the baddie? What separates me from them? The fact that I have an EFS that says that they're a danger?
I don't know. It could be the corpses hanging from the ceiling.
And his pustule-filled eye from, all of the... Anyways, so she raises the baton over his head, is going to kill him, and then she talks, and he turns around to give him a chance, and she says, run away. And he grins a grin with all these sharp, jagged teeth that he sharpened to literally tear flesh off of things. And it leaves her no choice. He reaches for a sharpened shovel, she cracks him over the head a couple times, and he falls over into his own excrement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Gross. And then, anyways, there's a long battle scene at a diner where she's basically off until one guy who has double
minigun.
Well,
they're laser repeaters.
Yeah. But anyways, mounted to him. And what does he keep saying? Flash. That's right. He says flash. And he's also heavily armored. He has a helmet, which we haven't seen yet. And so Blackjack is unable to fight him. And then Morning Glory finally, shaky winged and shaky hoofed, flies up, takes a shot at him, misses, which distracts him. He turns around, and then she empties the gun into him.
Yeah.
And it disintegrates him. So this is the first, we've seen the aftermath of disintegration, but we've never seen an active disintegration. It's certainly the first time Blackjack has seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But what we should say is that Blackjack all cut on the other side of her face and gets cut on her flank.
Yep.
He literally digs in the sharpened shovel. So, get your tetanus shot, kids.
Yeah.
Stay up to date on that.
And being that tetanus comes from rusty metal that's coming into contact with fecal matter, the earlier scene in this pretty much proves she's probably got tetanus.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And herpes.
I mean,
it's just undoubtedly. Like HPV, it's just everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on. Basically, Morning Glory is feeling, crisis of conscience because she's super naive and whatever. Yeah. She's never seen this kind. She grew up in a civilization.
She grew up
above the
in
clouds.
A society.
I'm also kind of amazed because, I know that Pegasi are like earth ponies in the way that they manipulate things. That she was able to take guns apart and improve them with her hooves.
That's just a cutie mark thing. I think that's not part of the Pegasi. The Pegasi, the whole thing with the magic is that the unicorns have the horn, which embodies magic into a single point, which allows them to manifest it. The Pegasi have the wings, where the magic manifests within the wings, and so they can fly. That's the reason that things that have a wingspan that's like half the size of them and weigh a ton.
Sure, but what I was saying is that she was manipulating guns, and to do that, it would be mouth and hoof.
Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't be using her wings to do that.
Well, I imagine that the engineering principles that dictate what Enclave weaponry would look like now probably rely very heavily upon hoof and mouth-based technologies.
Right. It's hard for me as, an ape with opposable thumbs to, wrap my head around that.
Wrap your thumbs around that?
Yeah. Well, I can wrap my thumbs around many things.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she says, I was just trying to help. She's all shell-shocked. I was just trying to help. I was just trying to help. I was just taking orders. I was just taking orders, Chris. And she's all shaky. And Blackjack's like, I'll just hold you. Just hold baby. Just hold baby, because nobody puts baby in the corner. To comfort her.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it ends.
Well, we do get one last thing. We listen to a radio broadcast.
That's true, from DJ Pony.
Where we actually hear Somber somehow manage to tune into the future and talk about Frozen's soundtrack for half a second, where the song was Let It Go.
Yeah.
Let It Go.
Yeah. Let It Go.
Yeah. Good job, Somber. I don't know how you managed that one, but way to look forward in time. You're very closely picking up on K-Cat's ability to foresee the future in these books.
Or maybe, Bronies are at the tip of the spear of the cultural zeitgeist. The trend setters.
Well, one time it was true.
So anyways, but also turns out that Blackjack's actions have caught some attention.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the gamification, she's being reported on by DJ Pony.
Yep.
And is called Security
Mayor.
Pony? Security Mayor? That's right. Which she doesn't much care for.
No.
So that's the chapter. Now, what I really want to get into is how Somber plays with the idea of morality and amorality. P21 is used as the moral foil to Blackjack's amoral tendencies.
Yeah.
Now, what's so funny is that, and Blackjack is the one that has a greater sense of justice and killing things.
Yeah.
But P21 is consistently used throughout these chapters. In fact, P21 doesn't hardly say anything in this chapter, but he has reaction dialogue. So 3 times I counted, Blackjack looks at P21 and we get a reaction, an emotional reaction that dictates to her whether something is good or bad. Which is funny for a whore to be dictating that.
Yeah. Well, technically,
that sounds really rough.
Yeah,
but, I mean,
he was a rape victim.
I mean, yeah, but like if your whole life
more of a rape victim, but actually a rape victim.
Let's face it, P21 is surprisingly smart for someone who was uneducated. I know that duct tape taught him some, but he was not educated as a male.
No,
he wasn't supposed to be.
At an early childhood, apparently they do educate them up to a point, but yes.
Right. So then he would have like a 5th grade education at best.
Yeah.
But also, he's been treated like a piece of meat forever. Anyways, I just think it's interesting. Like his version of morality would just be like, the things that were done to me were bad. They were bad, and those things are bad. But I don't know if he would necessarily have a natural. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that he's the moral backbone of the story.
That's possible.
Because that's what he is.
Effectively, what we have here is a dynamic of the id, which is Blackjack, and the superego, which would be P21. And the ego, I don't really know how that fits into this, but she's not perfectly the id either.
Didn't really flesh out this idea. You just kind of started going with it. And
well, it seemed appropriate at the time.
I was going to say, wondered where you'd wind up.
Where are you going to go with the mask and the shadow?
So it's when he starts talking about Jung that we stop, okay?
That was Freud, sir.
No, I know it was Freud. I said when you start talking Jung, that's when we stop.
Oh, I already did.
No, you talked Freud.
I said mask and shadow. Calm down.
She's a loop. Celestia be damned.
By
anyways,
quivering hindquarters.
I know. But so I don't mean to be too hard. I just think it's really interesting that this character is the moral background. It used to be he's used as the backdrop for that dictates what is.
Well, part
acceptable.
of it. Okay, so part of it is that because he was a piece of meat, because he was seen as just an empty vessel, people would pour their thoughts, emotions, and tendencies into him while writing him like a toy. And so he probably picked up on a lot from people who were just taking out their own internal frustrations on the nearest dick in the room.
Sure.
And so he probably heard
By the way,
ton.
I feel like I should clarify. I'm sure that there are plenty of horse that have lots to add to society.
Yeah.
I just haven't met any yet, but I'm sure that they are.
You haven't met many whores. Many.
I suppose I would disagree. But then again, who knows? I mean, you and I have been friends for years. I mean, the fucker's selling feet pics just to pay off his college loans.
Oh, boy.
I mean, that electric bill ain't going to pay itself.
No.
So
have you seen this lighting? It's bright.
Again, like what I think is interesting is just like, it doesn't surprise me that, we see that Blackjack is an amoral character to begin with. And her motivations seem to be almost entirely sexual because nothing else motivates Blackjack. So I know that there's like an underlying current of like, I need to be like my mother and to be a good justice pony and security pony. And like, but
well, she doesn't have a father figure. So all she has is a mother figure.
But she's a misfit.
Yeah.
And it's not just misfit behaviorally. She's non-functioning as an adult. Like you think about her bedroom.
Yeah. Like
full of garbage. And like she's, so the question, like, was she waiting for purpose?
Yeah.
Was the failure to succeed, the failure to is the lacking purpose, and maybe that's why she finally feels so comfortable is because she's finding purpose?
Yeah, partially. I mean, think about it this way. She's stuck in a society which has dictated everything about her entire existence. She's never had the ability or really the necessity to push herself towards becoming a responsible individual. Everything has been dictated to her. She's just following orders. She's a soldier. She has no other part of her reality. Yeah. And so she gets outside, and what does she have? She has, well, what's the first thing she latches onto? This bad, kill. What else?
I suppose it is an anchor in her world. But I have this sinking suspicion that her impulsiveness is going to continue to be the foil to many of their problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty.
And what I worry about is that as a trope becoming exhausting or boring.
There are things in the story. I wouldn't say.
I mean, I know this. I know this is a long story.
Yeah.
And if we do one chapter a month, I'll see you in 3 years.
No.
Yeah.
We'll be your lifetime.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
We need to do more than that.
No, I know.
But anyway, moving on.
I guess I'm just wondering your thoughts on that.
The morality aspect of it is pretty much, you're trying to get this buddy cop kind of duo that's going on where somebody is the straight man, B-21, and somebody is the loose cannon, played by Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Blackjack. I think Mel Gibson would make a fantastic Blackjack. If we do a movie, transit, yes.
What's the version of anti-Semitism in this world?
I don't know, but I really think we're getting close to it with the Enclave.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. So,
because they are kind of, sky Nazis.
Lastly, we should say that Blackjack is super concerned that Deus is listening to the same radio broadcast that they are and will now be on to them. Yep. And P21 is super dismissive. He's like, that's just dumb. That's really fucking dumb. You're the only thing he's pursuing, and now he has a general idea of where you are.
Yeah. It's almost as if P21 has maybe some ulterior motive.
Anyways.
Possibly.
Yeah. I know Somber's super upset that we don't like P21.
I think this is a better chapter for him as a character. It's still very frustrating, and I think because these early chapters, they really show only one side of his character, which is the dismissive parent.
Maybe what it is.
Which is this, no.
Maybe it's my cultural bias as a man in Western society that's seeing a whiny male. I'm just like, fucking get over it.
Yeah.
Stiff upper lip, pull yourself up by your
it wasn't his upper lip for the last
I know. Pull yourself up by your horseshoes and get to work, buddy boy.
Yeah.
I mean, trauma? We've all had trauma.
Well, then
everyone in this room has had trauma.
I mean, he is kind of a whiner, but he's also the term that was used very heavily, I think, in the 90s was negative personality.
Yeah.
Very no.
You know what it is?
No.
He's preachy.
Yeah.
I don't like preachy people.
He's very no. It's like, you want to do this? No, I don't like that. Well, I know you like it because I said no. I don't want to do that.
It's dumb. I hate it. I hate you. I hate all mares. I don't want to be with you, but I don't have any choice.
The secret date. I don't have you.
Yeah. Oh, Kenpachi Ramasama. How can you be so flippant and yet so desirable?
That's a good question.
So that's all I've got.
Yeah.
That's just what struck me.
Yeah. We'll see more of this growth in the coming weeks because we're hopefully getting into a schedule this time.
I'm not even going to make any kind of allusions to that. You work 7 days a week. I work at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. It happens.
Yeah.
I haven't even uploaded the audio version from the last podcast because I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
I'm done making excuses. And saying I'm done making excuses doesn't mean that I'm going to make it better. It just means I'm done making excuses.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, God damn it. Every freaking time, Chris. Every freaking time. Something I will say, though, that I would like to say is that for those of you who support us on Patreon, thank you very much. Even just $1 here and there really does help us because the server costs money and the editing software that we use costs money. And it really helps. You know, eventually it'd be nice if it paid for, you know, some of the equipment upgrades that we'd like to make here. But it is what
it's
it
a
is.
nice blanket, but I mean, it needs to be a bit bigger. We need a better camera because right now it doesn't really do much for the shot.
It is what it is. But you know what? We're in the first world. We're drinking beer that doesn't have shit in it. And we're white men. So, I mean, things are pretty great, if I'm honest. Everybody's all like, you know, oh, you should really play that down. And I'm like, I'm going to steer into the skid, you know?
Oh, boy. Okay, well. I believe that marks the finale of this episode. But before we go, did you want to try to cover that one last thing?
Oh, there is something else to cover.
You see the glimmer of his eyes?
Dare I? This is a high better than opium. I've been using that shit for years. Chris, allow me to guide you on a journey, hand in hand. We're moving towards a bright light. Imagine a door. No, we're moving towards a bright light. And at that bright light are these pearly gates. And behind the pearly gates, with a large smile and a warm cup of milk, is the Pony Pun of the Week!
He always yells. I don't get it.
Of course you don't get it. That being said, I don't know what the Pony Pun of the Week is. So, Chris, allow me to drag out of you the Pony Pun of the Week.
So, who traveled back in time to eliminate Sarah Connor?
Oh.
The Terminator.
Terminator.
No, Terminator.
Wow. Whoa. Terminator.
Yes.
That's what it should be.
Yes, Terminator.
Terminator.
I guess you could go with Terminator. But
Holy crap.
I like my version better.
That was orgasmic.
Well, this is no longer suitable for children. No, that never was in the beginning.
When has it ever been suitable for children? We're too edgy for TV.
We kind of are.
Have we ever had ads? Never. Not a day in our lives.
Doesn't stop YouTube from skimming our content.
We are so degenerate that we used to have to make up fake advertisers for the show.
Yeah, I remember those.
Good times.
They were really cringy.
Good. No, they were great.
I mean, they were, but at the same time, if we played half of those now, we would be stricken from society as a whole.
They were a lot of inside jokes. They were fun.
Skip a lovin' for the bun in the oven. Also known as P21. Hey!
Well, I'm spent. Do we have any questions? I don't know. Do we have any questions? I mean, we've probably lost everybody by now.
No, there's all here. I just don't know if anybody has any questions. You guys have any questions? We're going to running count. We're going to have to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no.
Blunk. I'm probably going to get sued for using that.
What's your favorite whiskey?
Really?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Oh, okay.
No. Favorite whiskey. Are we talking about bourbon or are we talking about scotch?
Favorite whiskey.
That's a tough one. I mean, honestly, I don't know.
The one that I've been most pleased with so far is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel.
You do like that, but they're so spotty.
Mm.
I think Four Roses is really good. I don't like the single barrel. I like the blended. And Angel's Envy is really good. But if you can get your hands on it, and this is a dumb name. I agree it's a dumb name, but it's really good. The Ancient Age 10-year aged bourbon. I know.
It is dumb, but it's...
I know. Well, and what's even crazier is that in our state, you can't even get the 10-year. They just call it Ancient Age, but it's not 10-year age. They call it 10-star. 10-star is not 10-year. There's a difference.
No, one thing I actually really enjoy, though I wouldn't say it's my favorite, is Booker's.
Booker's, yeah.
Yeah,
Bullet.
because
I like Bullet.
Booker's because it's 75 proof? No, it's 75 proof. It's 75%.
I was gonna say, yeah, that'd be 150 proof.
Yeah, 150 proof. It is. It's the stuff that burns on the way in, burns on the way down, and burns all night.
Have you ever had a habanero vodka? Very similar experience.
Yeah, but that one has after effects. We don't.
You know what? I've always wanted to make a black pepper infused vodka specifically for Bloody Marys. Do you like Bloody Marys?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you seem like the type to like to just drink tomato juice. So
I drank nothing but Clamato for a short period of my life.
Clamato. Let's call the whole thing off. You have chlamydia. It's a yeast
Next
infection.
time on the Bony Bun of the Week.
Oh, no. Well, if there's no other questions, then I think that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of The Foally of Man. Remember to engage with us on our Discord, which is a fun place to hang out. If you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube, do download the audio podcast. I will eventually upload the last episode and this one there. If you are listening to just the audio version, we'd love to have you hang out with us either in the Discord or on the YouTube. Is there anything I'm forgetting, Ragmop?
RAGGMOPP, Ragmop.
I need to buy a t-shirt for you. I think I sent you a picture of it, but it says,
you probably should buy many t-shirts for me.
I understand the Muppets on a much deeper level than you. Or I get the Muppets on a much deeper level than you.
Okay, that's none of that.
So, for Chris, I'm Robert. This has been The Foally of Man, and we will see y'all next time.